crypto summer has officially begun and degens are making money in the trenches, playing around with protocols as well as diving deep into ecosystems. And while the market is in a little bit of a flux when it comes to altcoins, there are plenty of opportunities to be on-chain clinically and making profits in the trenches. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys a full-blown degen guide from airdrops to on-chain to playing around with airdrops to getting involved with meme coins as well as getting involved with crypto games, etc. So I'm going to have tons of different ways that you can dive into the markets right now and be able to capitalize even with a small amount of capital and be able to come out at the end of this cycle and maybe even the end of on-chain summer very profitable with just a little bit of buy-in. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And before we get started, guys, be sure to drop down below, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more every single day and every week here on In The Game. We have you covered from all the degen gains that you can find in crypto, gaming, AI, RWA, meme coins. We have it all for you here on In The Game. So like the video and subscribe down below. As well, a big shout out to our sponsors here on In The Game. We have some incredible sponsors from our premier centralized exchange partner, 𝗲𝗏𝗏, to 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏 and 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 And if you are not already trading on 𝗲𝗏𝗏, we have an amazing sign up offer for you in the link down below in the description. No KYC. If you're here natively in the States like I am, I'm looking for a good place to trade that has a centralized exchange, and that is 𝗲𝗏𝗏 for me. I don't have to give them any of my information. Every time I've ever requested withdrawal, it comes very quickly. So sign up for 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏 down below, and you can even compete to win an Omega watch. So link down below in the description for that. And look, in this video, we're not really going to cookie cut anything. We're just going to dive in strictly into the trenches. And I want to walk you guys through how people are making money in this market without altcoins going parabolic. This cycle has been a lot different as far as, we don't really have an alt season occurring. There are a select few of coins, which we've talked about a lot on this channel, that it's really a Bitcoin and others bull market, like a select few. So in this video, I want to walk you guys through how to get into the trenches in different niches, gaming, airdrops, AI agents, meme coins, whatever the case is, and be able to profit throughout this summer, as we're seeing the markets could be a little bit shaky this summer. If we just look at the watch list, obviously yesterday we were pumping off the backs of just, the war dip, and then we saw a big pump. We were looking very euphoric, very bullish, but we put in a lower high, and now the markets, Bitcoin's almost down 4% today. If we filter altcoins here, it's not pretty. Really, everything is getting hit pretty hard. So it has been a little bit of a rough day. And look, summer, I saw a comment last week saying that summer is bullish. But if you look back at 2021's bull market, summer actually was the worst time period. The May dump took us all the way down, I believe, into the high 30s or low 40s, whatever the case was. It was a 40% dip in Bitcoin over the course of a couple months before we saw all-time highs and the trajectory up to 67K in 2021. Around the month of September is when that really started. So look, summer is usually not bullish, but of course Q3, Q4, I see lots of good things happening, and I do see an alt season formulating at that point in time. But in the meantime, we need to find ways to maximize opportunities and make money in the market throughout the summertime. So I'm going to walk through multiple different niches and multiple different steps. And I think if you are an on-chain degen, you're going to find something here that you can sink your teeth into and make money. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. First and foremost, when you see dips like this, and especially on quality coins like 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 at 280, Avalanche at $18, stuff like Hyperliquid at 38, down 12% on the daily for something as strong as Hyperliquid, that is the time to, number one, the simplest way is, let's say you have 100% stack of stable coins, okay? This is just theoretical. You have a portfolio that you want to disperse into different assets. So first of all, you want to hold stuff long term, right? So I would obviously be buying Bitcoin and then figuring out what is your thesis. Like for me, I want a piece of Hyperliquid, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. I love AVAX as well. So like some of those types of coins, I want those in my stack long term. So I'm going to continue to DCA those with some of the excess capital that I have. That way, whenever these things do go into a euphoric time period / alt season, you're going to be ready for that. We see 𝗲𝗏𝗃 here. He likes 𝗧𝗵, 𝗵𝗏𝗃, 𝗵𝗏𝗃, and AVAX. I love all of those coins, actually. I think if you're going for a meme coin right now in this market, I'd be looking at 𝗵𝗏 coin and 𝗵𝗏𝗃. Like, I think those are both very strong plays. 𝗵𝗏, AVAX, 𝗬, those are probably my 3 top ones alongside 𝗬𝗍. I do like Virtual for the duration of the bull, as well as 𝗬𝗵PHis leading into their black hole decks. But you guys know that. I talk about those coins quite frequently. But for, Degen, Summer, that's really just the base level. So you can allocate a percent of that 100% stack into DCAs at this point in time. I mean, we see stuff with strength that is on dips, like Hyperliquid. The Assistance Fund just added 3.2 million of hype in the last 24 hours. Community building at its finest, Hyperliquid. And they take those fees every 24 hours and they buy back Hyperliquid. So the protocol that's making the most money in crypto right now is literally buying your bags if you're in Hyperliquid. So that is something to definitely take note of. Number 2, and just going down the ladder here. So number 1, DCAs, exposure, general portfolio. But that's not really going to make you the most money in the short term. So now let's dive into things that you can be spending time and a little bit of capital on to come out on top throughout this summer. Number 1 here is gaming. So gaming, yes, while as an investment, look, gaming has not been great. And we know it here on this channel. Like, I have been one of the biggest overall crypto gaming bulls, probably, out there, alongside Becker, Elio, Jesus Martinez, Crypto Stash, Kagi. There's a bunch of guys out there that are very deep into the gaming space and really convicted in gaming. So for me, it's very upsetting that the gaming space has been so underperforming and underwhelming versus the overall market. But at the same time, you can look at it a different way, that there is money to be made while playing these games, not necessarily by maybe holding them in your portfolio. We see Avalanche announcing their new battle pass, and this is completely free, and you can complete missions in Off the Grid, Shatterline, MapleStory, Bloodloop, absolutely free, and you earn both tokens, multi-game perks, and NFT rewards. It's super easy. You go mint this free battle pass and you can start playing games and be able to earn rewards immediately. So this is a very big perk and it's absolutely free to do. On top of that, we're about to see Gunzilla Off the Grid go into mainnet. This game is also built on Avalanche, so you can double up here. All your assets are about to go to mainnet, where you can sell them on OpenSea. Whenever that happens, you can make money in this game very easily by just flipping your assets, especially if some of them end up being rare. But the double dip here is you can also earn these Battle Pass rewards on the Avalanche and Magic Eden Battle Pass Season 1. So that is a huge perk. You could also go more Degen and go into Ponzi games on Abstract. So we have On-Chain Heroes. This has been performing super well. 𝗪𝗏𝗏 and the team have just continued to provide Degen opportunities for people in this ecosystem. So, I mean, I've been playing On-Chain Heroes every single day. I have a handful of heroes. I'm jumping in here. I'm accumulating yield while also leveling up my heroes throughout Season 2. We also see upcoming games like Spy Inc. on base, as well as Ryzen. So if you haven't heard of Ryzen, this is a traditional thing from 𝗧𝗏, XAI, and you can actually jump in and make money playing games on Steam, just regular games. So if you think crypto games are just absolutely terrible, but you're a gamer, you like to play games on Steam, this is for you right here. You jump in, you earn points for achievements, and they have prize pools every single week here for specific games and for specific gamers to jump in and literally just play traditional games. So like I said, even if you hate crypto games, but you play video games regularly, this is an opportunity for you to literally earn stable coins and other rewards for just playing games that you would play anyway. So there's opportunities everywhere. Like, I could push playing a certain game. Like, I do think Off the Grid could be very profitable for people who have accumulated assets. I love On-Chain Heroes. But at the same time, I'd be looking solely, if I'm a gamer who's skeptical on crypto games, look at stuff like Ryzen. Just jump into the Battle Pass. These are absolutely free opportunities where you can make money pretty easily just by sinking some time into things you're already doing, which is gaming. So that is pretty straightforward. As far as gaming, look, investing in games is not profitable at this moment in time, but what is profitable is just spending time in games. So really your expense here is just time, not too much capital. Number 3 on this list is airdrops. Now, airdrops have really over time had diminishing returns. Like we've seen the big airdrops over the course of time. Pudgy Penguins token, Pengu. We saw the Arbitrum airdrop was very successful. But for the most part, a lot of protocols have come up short with their airdrop initiatives. But I do think the ones I'm going to cover in this video are still very much worth the while to grind. Number 1, and by far, I think what's going to be the biggest out of all of these is Hyperliquid. And beyond just using Hyperliquid, I would be jumping into the overall ecosystem. Now, I did a video fully on this a few days ago. So if you go to the videos tab, there's a full Hyperliquid airdrop tutorial that I went over A to Z, how to get exposure and make sure you qualify for the round 2 airdrop of Hyperliquid, which I genuinely think could be one of the biggest overall airdrops that we have seen in crypto, and specifically this cycle. So jump into Hyperliquid, trade, accumulate volume, go in here, put some money into some vaults that have good APRs. Also use ecosystem apps, bridge your money onto the EVM chain with Hyperunit, jump in here, use HyperPhi, Hyperlend, these different types of platforms, and then you could also qualify for their future airdrops in their ecosystem. So not only just the Hyperliquid airdrops, but like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on Hyperliquid because I did a full video on this a couple videos ago. So once you wrap up this video, if you're interested, go check that out. But there's way more opportunities than just Hyperliquid. We have Abstract, which honestly is under-farmed. Like if you look at the daily active users, you look at the amount of people, it's the same users every day. There is a new onboarding, but at the same time, like the same people are grinding Abstract XP. And this does take work. Like you need to trade in and out of coins, play games like Onchain Heroes, just trade tokens there, buy your Pengu there. Whatever the case is, throw a little bit of volume around in the Abstract ecosystem, from NFTs to Ponzi to games, whatever the case is, and you're going to accumulate XP. By end of Q2, Q3, I see the TGE for the Abstract token going live, and I do think this is going to be very valuable for those who have farmed it. Now, we also have OpenSea. So yes, NFTs, you know, I have really good friends that love NFTs. For me, it's nothing I've delved into for quite some time. Like I still hold Neo Tokyos and I have a Pudgy, and there's a lot of different things that I have in my NFT portfolio, but they're really passive and I just kind of hold on to those for keepsakes purposes. But for the same time, if you are still in the NFT space, I think OpenSea's airdrop is going to be worthwhile. I mean, they raised tons of money over the course of time. They made so much money in royalties during the 2021 era of NFTs from protocol fees. Now, whenever you're looking at OpenSea, I do think this is going to be a very nice airdrop, and you want to jump in here and also earn XP. So if you're trading NFTs, just for the foreseeable future, put your volume back on OpenSea. They're doing a retroactive airdrop, which means they're giving you credit for your last cycle's volume, but on top of that, new volume is also going to count heavily that shows you are still active. So definitely would be jumping into OpenSea as far as making sure you qualify for the C airdrop. I think they're calling it C. But at the same time, if you're into NFTs, that's definitely something that's easy to do. And then the most Degen airdrop out there, but I think this has not got enough publicity, is 𝗖𝗵. So look, crypto's a casino, and we saw how successful 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗽 was last year. And during the summertime, if we see a market like this is the type of market that 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗽 succeeded in. And what I mean by that is gambling in a bull run is meme coins. It's degeneracy. It's people aping into things, right? But gambling in a bear market is true gambling, right? You see here from 2023 onward, and really when altcoins started taking off in that November time period of 2023, a little over a year and a half ago, this is when 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗽's decline started. Well, why was that? People stopped doing the 100x leverage trade that was insanely, addictive on their platform, and they started actually aping into on-chain. So if we see a slow summertime, I think that Yeet is the place that if you are going to do a little bit of gambling, now I would never encourage that, but they have some pretty fun games and they're all pretty crypto based. I think that this airdrop could be pretty solid, especially if we see a slow summer. So I would be hopping into Yeet if you are into that kind of casino environment. And then last but not least, I am farming Black Hole. This is the new upcoming Avalanche decentralized platform for DeFi and token launches. And this is built by 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, Alex Becker, and 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 easy exposure here to make sure you qualify for the upcoming black token. Now we're really about to get Degen. I'm going to jump into the trenches in an ecosystem that has been extremely hot. And it is the same ecosystem where Black Hole is building, ironically, and that is Avalanche. So look, Avalanche, I understand the price action's frustrating. If you are just holding AVAX, it has probably been one of the more frustrating tokens out of the entire cycle. Like, we look at this all chart, we're sitting at the same levels as February 2023, when the market, we saw no uptrend in sight at that point in time. Like, we're sitting at those same levels, which to me is incredibly shocking. In March of 2024, we got up to $62 here on Avalanche. And look, network activity was fine at that time, but the network activity now has literally 10-20x'd as far as daily transactions and the trenches here. And it's funny, whenever I see it, I'll tweet about Avalanche and people are always like, nothing's going on there. You have to be crazy, maybe on some sort of hallucinogen, if you don't see what is on Avalanche at this point in time. They have the top 2 games literally in all of crypto at this point, MapleStory and Off the Grid, and that's not even biased. That's legit. Those are the 2 most popular games and really the most consistent games in all of crypto. They have RWAs. They have BlackRock with a fund, an RWA fund on their chain. They have DeFi, existing protocols and upcoming with Black Hole. They have tons of different things going on, from 𝗵𝗄𝗡, SocialFi, Memecoins. And look, when I tell you Memecoins print on this chain, this is probably the most profitable meme coin trade over the last 3 to 6 months at this point in time. Earlier this year, there was the pre-sale meta. And what I mean is they had 𝗏, they had Wink, and there was all these different pre-sales that were popping up that were very profitable for those that got involved. That pre-sale meta wore off just a little bit, but now people are jumping into the Arena, the SocialFi app. They're interacting. You're getting free airdrops if you stake your Arena. But for the most part, people are making money in the literal trenches. And this right here is Arena.pro.io. This is where you're going to see all the latest launches and be able to catch these tokens early. Because if we jump into some of these tokens here and we see FOMO, for example, this one is absolutely ripping at this point in time, sitting at $7 million market cap as we speak. This one I see hitting 10, 15, $20 million market cap pretty easily. They just launched their staking mechanism on this token. If we just take a look here, the APR is absolutely ridiculous. It's so degen, but there's not just this token here. They have Lambo. 𝗏𝗏 has done very well. We've seen tons of recent meme coin launches absolutely crush on Avalanche. And really what I would be doing is jumping into the Arena app. Follow some of the smart money guys, the people with the top ticket prices, the people who are in the trenches. And then from there, I would start using Arena.pro.io. This one here, you literally can go to home. You can see all the trending tokens, what's about to graduate, the ones that are getting the most volume. You can also swap right here natively on this application. So this is really where you're going to find a lot of the gems navigating between the Arena and Arena.pro. And this one here is probably one of my favorite plays for the short term. I probably see 10, 15, 20 million out of this coin over the next 7 days. And the thing that you'll learn about the Avalanche community is they are the most degenerate but loyal. These people stick with tokens. They don't just pump and dump like Solana, as you know, the reputation of people who don't hold tokens for long on Solana. It's completely opposite. Avalanche people are literally die-hard cult level, and they'll ride these things way higher than you'd think that any given meme coin could ride. So for me, I'm looking at FOMO to hit 15, 20 million on the short side. And there's also pre-sales going on. There's 𝗖𝗏𝗍 games. There's more pre-sales coming up in the coming weeks. So definitely, if you're in the trenches on Solana, I'm just going to say, like, what are you really doing at this point? Like, there's not a lot of profits to be made unless you're 𝗕𝗄𝗄𝗃 and the copy traders are coming after you and you're just dumping on them, which is just legitimate truth. But at the same time, the Avalanche trenches are an open game. This is literally 10% of crypto participants maybe are participating here on this side. This coin has been live for just over a day and has 1.5K holders, sitting at 7 million market cap. I see this trending much higher, especially if you take a look here, the 14-day cooldown period on stake. So if you stake your tokens, you're locked up unless you want to pay a 75% fee. So look, I think there's a lot of opportunity here on Avalanche. So for those people who say that nothing happens on Avalanche, I would implore you to just connect your Twitter, jump into the arena, check out Arena.pro, and you're going to start seeing runners literally every single day on this application. So that is, and also, by the way, the Ponzi King is back. Daniel Sesta, if you remember Wonderland time, he's building like crazy on Avalanche at this point in time. He has 𝗥𝗏𝗏. He also has 𝗓𝗏𝗏, which is an AI. This one's a really cool project, by the way. He says it's in the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗙𝗙 AI niche. So we do have the king of Ponzi's back, and he's participating on AVAX. So look, this is a really good opportunity, and I think that AVAX is truly one of the best plays right now throughout the summer to make money. If you can just ride some of these meme coins up to 15, 20, 30, 40 million, and they'll run. They're going to run harder than you would even imagine, because these guys on Avalanche are just blue bloods. They are so freaking loyal. I should call them red bloods because it's Avalanche, but at the same time, probably the hottest, most upside plays you can make this cycle as far as the summertime, this Degen summer guide, would be in the Avalanche trenches. We're getting close to the end of this video, guys. If you enjoy the video, like the video down below. It really helps us get in front of more like-minded crypto degens just like yourself. And now moving on down the risk curve, or really up the risk curve, because this has been going on for quite some time, and that's virtuals. You see all these different AI agent launches. It is a pretty Ponzi-esque type of scheme. You can pledge points and you can pledge virtuals into this platform. So full disclosure on this one, this is the last launch here that I'm getting involved in before I take points jail. And what that means is I allocated into this launch, and I did it across multiple wallets. As you can see on this wallet, it's a pretty light activity wallet. But as you go in here, AI agents, you can see the different types of launches that you can get involved with. But right now, this has been going on for some weeks, so I have officially taken profits on a lot of my AI agents, and this is going to be one of the last ones I pledge with newly given points. So now across my wallets, I'm going to pledge existing points after the profits that I've taken. But look, there's really no signs of this slowing down. What happens is you pledge a launch, you claim, and then you can stake the launch, but you get penalized if you sell. So you can see why I'm saying this is a bit of a pyramid in some sort of a fashion. And they've done a really good job of keeping attention. The virtual token has been doing very well. There's a lot of game theory, the 3-3, the speculative yields meta. This is a very good Substack article here if you want to check it out from 𝗂𝗥𝗔𝗄𝗃 that really talks about the degen nature of virtuals. But I think that there's newer, fresher plays coming out of this. So like if you're just getting into virtuals, you might be a little late to the house of cards. But now we see 𝗬𝗏𝗪 doing something similar where you can yap, aka tweet on the timeline and get allocation into these platforms. So they're doing 100K FDV launches. The first one goes live literally tomorrow with the Peel, and the TGE I think is going to do very well. So it's a mix of SocialFi and Launchpad activity, basically a spin-off of what virtuals is doing. But we look here, the top 500 people from social media pre-TGE leaderboards now get an IDO access and an allocation into this token. If this just literally goes to 1 million market cap, that's a 10x on your money. So look, I think there's lots of opportunity, and I'm going to be keeping my eyes open very closely for what happens with this first 𝗬𝗏𝗪 launch. Because if the first one does well, that's going to set the tone for the rest of the launches behind it. And then look, there's tons of lower cap and also smaller social initiative opportunities. We see stuff from 𝗬𝗏𝗏 here, 7 days going on right now, 100,000 𝗬𝗏𝗏 on the line. Every post and every zap, every second counts. You just got to log into their 𝗪𝗠𝗪 platform here, and if you tweet about their projects every single day, so you can see the lineup here. It's Ronin, Injective, Sophon, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, Forecast, 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙, and 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗁𝗔. So if you just tweet about any of these over the course of these 7 days on the daily lineup, you can literally earn free 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 tokens just for participating. We see 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗙𝗪 protocol, which is kind of the opposite of what we've seen from traditional 𝗪𝗠𝗪 platforms. Their token went live today in probably the worst market dip that we've seen in quite some time. And this thing is still trading above $10 million market cap. This is the proof of activity protocol. So I've seen on the timeline, a lot of big brain crypto Twitter accounts are saying, look, they're tired of the yapping, like just pointless tweets, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, whatever the case is, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, where you just tweet and you get allocations into a project, or you get free tokens or rewards or whatever the case is. Whereas 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏s protocol, Aura, as you see here, is the AI-powered reputation layer based on your on-chain activity. This is not proof of talk, right? And as they say, you know, everyone can be all talk, but what are you actually doing in the trenches? Well, this is the proof of trenches protocol. So really bullish on this, and the fact that they're maintaining $10 million at this level, and really this is not getting much attention, which I'm very surprised about. I'm absolutely keyed in on the future of this platform because you're going to get rewarded for your on-chain activity. I think that's tremendously bullish. And then last but not least is having conviction holds that are low market cap. And this is risky at the same time, but stuff like Calvin and the Cabal, this one we gave to you guys on this channel months ago at 800K market cap. It's currently sitting at a $3.5 million market cap. Today, they partnered up with EdenLayer. We see Limbo. This is a $3 million market cap AI agent tied into one of the best AI crypto games in the space. This is Limbo. It's about $3 million market cap. So if you want, jump into Nexus and you can see my full watch list here. And I think I'm going to do a purge here of projects that I wouldn't be touching at this point in time. But I would, in your portfolio, have a few moonshots. Like, have a couple really low market cap plays that you hold on to with a small percentage of your portfolio. Because if those play out well, it's going to make you more money than any of your big positions can, because it's going to do more and more X's on your money. So that's really it, guys. We just walked you through DCA strategies, you know, your long-term portfolio, airdrops, gaming, meme coins, AVAX ecosystem, AI agents, small cap holds, 𝗪𝗠𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗏. We gave you every bit of information that you need to have a successful on-chain degenerate summer. If you enjoyed the video, guys, like the video and subscribe down below. And what are you participating in? Because right now, like I said, altcoins aren't extremely profitable. So what are you spending your time on? I'd love to hear across the board in the comments what you're degening in and where you are spending your time during this crypto summer. So guys, I will see y'all on the next one. As always, play well, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.